Okay. All right. But next topic, and I want to get Mr. Gibson's thoughts on this because he's been right on the mark throughout this whole training camp.
Mm-hmm.
This right here.
Yep.
Cleveland Browns, Shedeur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur did not put up great numbers in the last preseason game.
Yep.
Mr. Gibson, what say you? Shedeur after the game said he was asked, I think, do you think he's going to make the roster?
Do I think he'll make the roster?
No, Shedeur was asked that. He was asked that, and he said yes, of course.
Yeah.
So, Brother Gibson, share your insight and knowledge and opinion regarding the Cleveland Browns here on Folks Talking Sports.
It was the third preseason game. He didn't play well, but didn't affect his roster spot in any way. I see a post. Who was it? Raul Havana,
right here.
Yeah. Those that, what is it? If you know, you know. With all due respect, he never was in contention for a starting spot at quarterback in Cleveland. For that matter, neither was Dylan Gabriel. So all of the conjecture and this many reps and that many reps and this many reps and he did this with that, and he did this with that.
And Brother Gibson, let me pause you right there, because you said weeks ago,
yep,
that Joe Flacco was going to be the starter week 1.
Yeah,
there wasn't any question, no doubt in your mind. Yep. It wasn't going to be Shedeur, it wasn't going to be Dylan Gabriel, none of that.
Yep.
And so when the Browns announced that Joe Flacco was going to be the starter week 1,
yep,
we were like, yeah, Willie said that. We already knew that.
Yeah.
Other folks are like, see, they're hating on Shedeur. They're doing all the,
No.
Y'all need to watch Folks Talking Sports and Willy Gibson.
Yeah. No. And if you saw the game yesterday, Joe Flacco started. He was 9 of 10 for 71 yards and a touchdown, and he sat down. Like, okay, I'll see you September 7th. Yep. That's all we needed to see. They knew, and they know. So, then it was with Dylan Gabriel. The play. I've seen this today. Kevin Stefanski called plays for Dylan Gabriel that were easier plays, and he put Shedeur in and called harder plays. Like, it's the playbook. It's all about the execution of the play. I will say this, and most people may not like to hear this. They may not want to hear it, but Dylan Gabriel is check down Charlie, and he's supposed to be. If the play isn't there, you check down. Shedeur wasn't doing that yesterday. Mm-hmm. Shedeur reverted back to some old habits that they've been trying to pull out of him since he was drafted in April. It was a sack that he took. Instead of stepping up in the pocket, he did a 360 and took a 24-yard sack. That's not a hard play that Kevin Stefanski called. It was, if he executed the play, stepped up in the pocket, the play was there. But, it's going to take time. I mean, in his defense, Shedeur played behind a porous offensive line at Colorado. So quarterbacks just don't forget that. And right. When pressure comes, sometimes you revert back to your your bad habits. Mm-hmm. And then that's what happened yesterday. It wasn't Stefanski changed the playbook and then it was this. Well, in the last 2 minutes, they didn't let Shedeur go back in for the game-winning drive. They put in Snoop Huntley. See, they're hating on Shedeur. No, it's business. Snoop Huntley was signed mid-camp. Snoop Huntley was never going to make this team. So they allowed him to put some good film on, get some good play on tape.
Okay.
Knowing that they would release him. And now he has tape that other teams can now see that, yes, he can still play as a serviceable quarterback in this league. That was not a shot at Shedeur. That was not they're hating on Shedeur. That was not they're stacking the deck against Shedeur. That was business. The NFL is a business.
Right.
And they allowed Snoop Huntley to put some good play on tape, knowing that he wasn't going to be a part of their future plans. that now he can take that and move on to his next destination.
Raiders need a backup quarterback.
Exactly. The Saints need a backup quarterback. A lot of people need quarterbacks, so that was nothing to do with Shedeur. That it just wasn't. So Shedeur, I mean, Joe Flacco was the starter. Kenny Pickett for now will be number 2 week 1, and the rookies will wait their turn.
So the Browns will have 4 quarterbacks, and Shedeur will be one of those 4.
Yes. That's not new, Justin. He said it Thursday or Friday, but that's been those thoughts have been shared as recently. I mean, as far back as the draft in April. It was a scenario. I mean, he said the quiet part out loud, so to speak. Many people feel that way. So yeah.
But we've kind of touched on that in previous FTS shows as well. Shedeur's, he fell in the draft away in a sense because of who his dad is.
Father, absolutely.
Okay, so that's part of this as well.
So I would say this: if there's a quarterback, if you do a blind resume and you have a quarterback that completes 74% of his passes, throws for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in the Big 12, that's not a 5th-round quarterback. That's not pick 144.
Right.
I'll just leave that there.
Just leave that there. Yeah.
Next question.
So I mean, that is part of this, but also the QB situation that is in Cleveland, he was not going to start week 1.
Never.
So anyone who thought that, that's a you problem. Okay, that wasn't reality. That's a you problem. And that's why you need to watch colleagues like Willy Gibson, who follow the Browns, cover the Browns, and give you the insight of what's going on, rather than people outside the Browns who have no idea what they're talking about and just spew out stuff for clickbait. You followed Willie, me, Kennetra, this show. We don't do that. Okay, we give you informed opinions. We don't just toss out stuff, toss it against the wall to see if it sticks. There are folks who do that. Y'all know who some of those folks are in your cities, on national TV, national radio. That's not me. That's not Brother Gibson. That's not KP. But all right.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the teams that needed a starting quarterback drafted quarterbacks higher.
Yep.
Cleveland didn't need one. And I mean, let's keep it in perspective. Shedeur has been an NFL quarterback, a professional, for 4 months.
Yep.
Learning curve is steep. Give him time.
That's it.
True. And let me go back. Where is it? Shiloh lost his mind and lost a job.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't believe he was cut because of that play. Shiloh was an undrafted free agent, so Shiloh had to move.
Yeah, he was on a bubble anyway.
Yeah. I mean, he was at best the 5th safety that in the league that keeps 4 safeties per squad. So, yeah. I mean, now did that help? Probably not, but that's not the sole reason he was released, and that's not to say he won't be a part of their practice squad or another practice squad somewhere else. But he wasn't released because of that play last night.
Agreed. What are your thoughts on Jamon? Jamon is he's going to continue riding his horse. Well, it just doesn't make sense for the Browns to start Flacco or Pickett. They should be going with either Gabriel or Sanders to see if they have to draft another QB next year. Browns don't make sense.
There's 17 weeks in the season. They can't go out there week 1. First of all, neither one of those guys are ready. So that's not going to happen. And you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback on your roster. Super Bowl MVP on your roster. You have to play him now. Week 7, week 8. Yeah, you can do that, and you still have more than half of the season to evaluate those rookies to see if you need to go back in the quarterback pool in 26, but not week 1. They're not ready.
And a segue, cut down days Tuesday for
it's so much started today.
Well, some of it, yeah. Final cuts.
Finals. Yes,
rosters got to be turned in by 4 Eastern, 3 Central.
Mm-hmm.
AD Moore is going to have a live stream show on the corner on Tuesday evening discussing the Texans' moves and final roster. So tune in for what AD's thoughts about the Texans roster. Part of the Houston Round Ball Review Media Group. And Jamon, I think Will agrees. He's not expecting Flacco to last long. He's just going to start week 1. So yeah.
They don't expect him to last long.
Yeah.
They don't want him to last long, honestly.
So 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll go from there.
Yeah.
It's a business and it's a process.
They want to get through London. London is week 5. Well, week 6. London is week 5. Vikings in London. Week 6 is at the Steelers. After that, you can start the clock.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir. All right, Corey. Well, Corey did have this comment here earlier. Saints need a starting QB.
Yeah.
Not just a backup QB, a starting QB. Mm-hmm. And that's part of it. And this is true as well. Flacco might get hurt, week 1, week 2, week 3. It's the NFL. Any quarterback can get hurt. So yeah.
Any player can get hurt.
Any player get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
CJ Stroud get hurt week 1. First play.
And you don't have to wait for a game for it.
No, don't say that.
So, but he could. Yeah. Buckeyes get hurt too. They get injured. So it happens.